Trump says he will choose Iran's next supreme leader. The world can't believe this. March 5, 2026, Washington, D.C. A reporter sits across from the President of the United States. The question is simple: who should lead Iran after Khamenei? Trump leans in, and then he says it. Khamenei's son is unacceptable to me. I have to be involved in the appointment. Let that sink in. The President of the United States, the most powerful man on earth, just told the world that he personally decides who leads a sovereign nation of 90 million people. Not Iran's constitution. Not Iran's religious council. Trump. And here is the part that stops every world leader, every historian, every military analyst cold. This has never happened before in modern history. But that is not even the most shocking part. Stay with me, because what comes next will change everything. Welcome back to our channel. If you are new here, this is where we break down the world's most complex military and geopolitical stories with real facts, real sources, and zero noise. Today we are answering 3 questions. Number 1, what exactly did Trump say, and why is it so unprecedented? Number 2, who is on his shortlist to lead Iran, and does any of it make sense? Number 3, what does this actually mean for the war and for the world? No noise, no bias, just real data. If that is what you are looking for, hit subscribe right now and tap the bell. You do not want to miss a single update as this story develops. Let's get into it. To understand why Trump's statement is so extraordinary, you need to understand how we got here. February 28, 2026, the United States and Israel launch Operation Epic Fury, a joint military campaign against Iran. In the first 72 hours, U.S. and Israeli forces strike over 1,700 Iranian targets. Then comes the moment that changes everything. On that very first day, February 28th, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, Iran's supreme leader for 35 years, is killed in a U.S.-Israeli airstrike. 49 of Iran's top military and government leaders die alongside him. Iran's entire power structure collapses overnight. Now Iran has a problem, a massive one. Under Iran's constitution, the 88-member Assembly of Experts is responsible for choosing the next supreme leader. On March 4th, according to Iran Wire, the assembly formally begins that process. The frontrunner, according to multiple Iranian sources and the White House itself, is Mojtaba Khamenei, the dead supreme leader's own son. But Iran is not going to select its new leader quietly. Because simultaneously, U.S. and Israeli airstrikes are continuing, every day, relentlessly. Iran is fighting a war, grieving its leadership, and trying to hold its government together all at the same time. And now, Trump just made that situation infinitely more complicated. March 5, 2026, Trump sits down for an exclusive interview with Axios. The reporter asks who should replace Khamenei. What follows is one of the most extraordinary statements any U.S. president has ever made about a foreign nation. Trump does not pause. He does not hesitate. Khamenei's son is unacceptable to me, he says. We want someone that will bring harmony and peace to Iran. Then he goes further. I have to be involved in the appointment, like with Delcy in Venezuela. Now pay close attention to this next part, because this reference is crucial. Trump is comparing Iran to Venezuela. In 2025, after the fall of Nicolas Maduro, Trump played a direct role in shaping Venezuela's transitional leadership, backing Delcy Rodriguez as acting president. He did it in Venezuela, and now he wants to do it in Iran. To a country of 90 million people, a country with one of the oldest civilizations on Earth, a country whose constitution does not give any foreign government, let alone the United States, any role whatsoever in selecting its leadership. But Trump is not done. When asked on Tuesday who could replace Khamenei, Trump told the New York Times he had, quote, "3 very good choices," but refused to name them. Then on Thursday he goes public. He calls Mujtaba Khamenei, the frontrunner, a, quote, "lightweight." Think about what that actually means. The President of the United States is publicly calling the likely next supreme leader of Iran, a country America is currently bombing, a lightweight. He is not just choosing sides. He is broadcasting his intentions to the entire world. And here is the twist. It gets much more complicated from here. So who is on Trump's shortlist? According to WION and multiple regional sources, the 3 names most frequently mentioned include Reza Pahlavi, the son of the last Shah of Iran, who has lived in exile in the United States for decades; Ali Larijani, a former speaker of Iran's parliament and senior establishment figure; and Abbas Araghchi, Iran's current foe. Rain Minister. Here is what most channels are not telling you. Every single name on that list has a fatal problem. Reza Pahlavi has zero support inside Iran. He is a symbol of the old monarchy that Iranians overthrew in 1979. Putting him in power would be like the Soviet Union installing a czar after the Russian Revolution. Ali Larijani is a regime insider. Putting him in charge means the same Islamic Republic, just with a different face. Iran's ideology does not change. And Abbas Araghchi, Iran's own foreign minister, is currently on CNN saying Iran is, quote, "confident it can withstand a U.S. ground invasion." He is not a pro-American candidate, not even close. But Trump has also hinted something darker. Iran International reported that Trump suggested potential successors who are unacceptable will be targeted and killed. Let that land. The United States president is threatening to assassinate Iran's next religious leader before they are even chosen. This story is developing every single hour, and what comes in the next 48 hours could determine the entire future of this war. If you are not subscribed yet, do it right now. Hit the bell, because the moment something breaks, you will want to be here first. Because what comes next in this video, the wider picture, is the part that should genuinely concern all of us. Trump's statement changes the entire objective of this war. Operation Epic Fury, according to CENTCOM, was originally designed with 3 goals: destroy Iran's nuclear program, destroy Iran's missiles, and neutralize Iranian offensive capability. That is a military operation. But choosing Iran's next supreme leader, that is regime change. And here is the cold, hard truth. Regime change operations have a near-perfect failure record. Iraq in 2003, Libya in 2011, Afghanistan in 2001. Every single one ended in chaos. Iran's Assembly of Experts has begun the leadership selection process, but it is under siege, literally. On March 3rd, Trump announced that U.S. forces bombed the Assembly of Theological Experts while they were in the process of voting, according to multiple social media reports. The Strait of Hormuz remains severely disrupted. Oil prices are up 30% since February 28th. Bloomberg analysts now forecast $100 per barrel within weeks. Global stock markets have lost trillions in combined value. Russia has called the U.S. strikes, quote, an attack on a sovereign nation on false pretexts. China has demanded an immediate ceasefire. Germany's Chancellor Merz has refused to criticize the strikes, but privately urged restraint. And right here at home, the U.S. House of Representatives is voting today on a war powers resolution that could force Trump to end the strikes. The Senate already voted it down 53-47. But the House vote is different, and nobody knows which way it goes. Now, let us step back from the politics for a moment. Because behind every headline, there are real human beings paying the price for these decisions. According to the Iranian Red Crescent Society, at least 787 people have been killed inside Iran since February 28th, civilians included. 6 American service members have been killed in action. 18 more are seriously wounded, according to the Pentagon. 11 civilians in Israel have died from Iranian retaliatory missile strikes. 3 people were killed in the UAE, 1 in Kuwait. Thousands of people, Lebanese, Iranian, Israeli, American, have been displaced, families broken, children orphaned. And now, with Trump threatening to dictate who leads Iran, the people of Iran have been told, effectively, that their choice does not matter. 90 million people, and one man in Washington says he decides their future. These are not just numbers on a screen. These are real people, and back home, somewhere, someone is waiting for them. Here is the cold, hard truth. No U.S. president has ever successfully installed a leader in a large, proud, ancient civilization against the will of its people. Not once, not in modern history. 3 scenarios for what happens next. Best case, Iran's assembly of experts, under immense U.S. military pressure, selects a moderate figure acceptable to Washington. Trump claims victory. A back-channel ceasefire begins within 4 weeks. The region stabilizes. Most likely case, Iran elects Mojtaba Khamenei anyway, ignoring Trump completely. Trump responds by escalating strikes, potentially targeting Mojtaba directly. Iran retaliates harder. The war extends to 8 to 12 weeks. Oil hits $100 per barrel. Global recession becomes a real threat. Worst case, Iran elects its own leader. Trump authorizes an assassination strike, and Iran responds by targeting Israel's Dimona nuclear facility, as it has already publicly threatened. The reality is, a nuclear exchange becomes a non-zero possibility or the first time since the Cold War. What nobody wants to say out loud is this: the United States is no longer just fighting a military war. It is fighting a war over the soul and identity of an entire nation. And historically, that kind of war does not end quickly. Let us bring it all together. 4 conclusions, no fluff. 1. Trump told Axios directly, "I have to be involved in choosing Iran's next supreme leader." This is unprecedented in modern history. 2. He called Iran's frontrunner, Mojtaba Khamenei, a lightweight, and has hinted any unacceptable choice will be eliminated. 3. Every name on his shortlist has a fatal flaw. There is no clean answer here. 4. This war is no longer just about missiles and airstrikes. It is about who controls the future of the entire Middle East. History is being made right now, in real time. If this video gave you something to think about, hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to understand what is actually happening. And tell me in the comments right now, should Trump have the right to choose Iran's next supreme leader? Or is this the most dangerous overreach in American history? Drop your answer below. I read every single reply. See you in the next one.